It was a common tool that people are familiar with and helped them learn geography. So I had an idea and said, what if we could take a globe? What if we could make this in some way interactive to teach people? So I worked with a friend of mine from MIT, my roommate. We got together and developed technology to make a flat or three-dimensional surface touch responsive with high resolution at a low cost. And the result was this. It was called the Odyssey Atmosphere, and with this you take a stylus and touch the surface and hear facts about the world. Religion, population, birth rates, death rates, people per telephone, music, touch any country and hear music. So this was very exciting, won some awards, but I looked at this and one night I had many ideas, usually they're about 2 in the morning. So I woke up my wife at 2 in the morning and said, I have an idea. And she said, okay. And I said, we're teaching my son at that point, who was 4, to read. And I said, as you look at him, look at the paper, when he looks at the book, he looks at the black lines, and all they are is squiggles. We're trying to teach him what a line is, and that squiggle is a letter with a name with a sound, and they form words. So I said, what if we could take the technology from the globe and flatten it out and put paper on it? So we could put a paper book on it, then use the same stylus and now touch letters and hear their names or sounds, drag it across your words, and let the kids engage in this way. So I took this idea, I talked to a few people, said we're going to create a paper computer that's going to help kids learn to read. And the reaction from friends was, you're crazy, loco. He said, it won't work, too expensive. Kids want video games. They want screens. They don't want paper books. Now this was 1997. So before iPads. So I persisted and took the company I'd started, Explore Technologies, and sold it to Leapfrog. Hey, has anyone here heard of Leapfrog? Okay, a few people. So what came out of this was, my invention was the LeapPad. And this was a tool that you'd now take a stylus, and you could see, and digitize your ink as you drew on it. And I thought, that's it. If I could take that technology, and we could turn that pen into a computer that was fully multimodal, meaning reading, writing, speaking, listening, and we'd have something. So I went and brought the technology back, and this is what we created. This is called the Fly Pen Top computer, like laptop, desktop, laptop, pen top. But this one still was short. It had a micro, it had a speaker, and you could write, but it didn't have enough. So I wanted to go further, so I wanted to move up in age as well. So I left Leapfrog and started another company called Livescribe, and the idea now was to create something that would work all together. So this is the Livescribe Smart Pen. So what I'd like to do is show you, first of all, I'll show you a short video. It's about 2 minutes to give you a sense, then we'll demonstrate it and you can see it in practice. That is now stored in the pen. When I dock it, it goes to my computer and I have a copy of it. But if we look at the bottom of the page, there's some controls here. One is record. If I touch this, my pen now says it's recording. And if I write now, I'll write 1. This is the Echo Smart Pen. It has built-in speaker, a mic, a display, audio I/O, and a USB. If I write 2, I'll draw a picture of a PC or a Mac. As I'm writing right now on paper, it's digitizing my notes, and it will move them eventually to the PC. But if I come back and touch the paper, which I'll do in a moment, you'll hear the audio play back at the instant I wrote this on the paper. 3, the third part is now, there's a cloud. So now we can connect this and ship the information through the cloud to Evernote, Google Docs, Facebook, Dropbox. We can even do an email, or we can make PDFs. So let's try it. So that was 43 seconds that I've recorded. If I touch stop right now, and now I'll plug in audio, which is here. There we go. Okay, we switch to pen audio, and I touch this. There we go. If I touch 2,
I'll draw a picture of a PC or a Mac.
or
As
3.
I'm writing right now, 3, the third part is now, there's a cloud.
Okay, so I have access to the ink and the audio that I read. So, unplug this. So now what I'll do is I'm going to plug it in and dock it. So now it goes off to my my computer. But in the meantime, I'm going to show you one other demo. So while that's transferring, I wanted to make the pen be a computer, which means that this is a screen now, and the pen is my computer. So I said, gee, how do I launch applications? So I had the idea of saying, okay, what if I draw a line like this over and back, and I'll now write the word translate, T-R-A-N-S. And there it is. And my pen says,
Spanish.
Spanish. If I touch it again,
Write a word.
it tells me to write something. So if I write a word like one, O-N-E,
Uno.
and it shows uno in the pen. If I write, it's late on Saturday, so let's write beer.
Cerveza.
How about please?
Por favor.
Now let's go touch them.
Uno. Cerveza. Por favor.
So if I'd like to, I can switch to another language like Chinese. And you can see the language. If you could look at the display, the full iconographic characters are there. This is a demonstration, but there's full dictionaries coming. And if I switch again,
Arabic.
واحد بيرة من فضلك.
okay, so, which is an interesting
من
word.
فضلك.
So let me try something else though that's fun. If I draw another line, this is just for fun, to show off the potential of a pen that is a computer. It says piano.
Draw your piano. First, draw 9 vertical lines from left to right.
So we'll draw some lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Connect the lines on the top and bottom.
Top, bottom.
Write the letter I. This is your instrument icon. Write the letter R. This is your rhythm track. Tap the keys to play.
So on the piece of paper with a pen, we built a piano. Okay. Let's see. I'd like to show you what happens. I'm switching clicking on it. So if I click his name,
I'm the Vice President of Propulsion here at SpaceX.
and if I'd like
Today
to, I
I'm
can
talking
scroll
about
this.
Merlin.
So I could now see how the ink was written. I can go back and forth, and wherever I click,
Chamber, sort of like there's 2 back-to-back propellers on a single shaft that pump the liquid oxygen. I'll show a line connected to the pump here.
so we have some pretty powerful pen casts. Now, these pen casts we use for teaching. Students will think aloud and share their notes as they're solving a math problem. Reporters, journalists, we solve problems for students with special needs, ADHD, and further, this pen that I've described connects to a cable, to USB. We just announced a week ago a version of a pen that now is wireless, which means you can now just very simply, everything I showed that might look complex, take it out, write on a notebook, it goes to Evernote, and you have all your notes and all your audio instantly accessible. So that's happened as well. When he was young, there's a picture of him, and he was quite precious to us. I introduced the globe to him when he was 4, and he sat down and played with it, and I watched his reaction. And this is a prototype, and he was very excited. But by the time he got to 8 years old, I asked him in the car one day when we were riding together, I said, "What are you thinking?" And he said, "I don't know." At which point I said, "You should know, because what I'd like you to do is pick something you love, a passion that you have, something that's really important to you, and think about an idea you might have about it, a problem to solve. Now I want you to do 3 of those and have them in your mind all the time. So you always have something to think about, because then when you meet people, when you have a new experience, they're in your mind and you'll solve them." So here's what happened. He did. He began to do what we taught. When he got to 4th grade, he met a friend, and he decided he liked high school, and he wanted to do something to address cancer. And now he was 18 years old. This happened last year. From there, what happened is he did some remarkable science. He took some tin particles, chopped them up, said if we could put this in a tumor and expose it to radiation, we could create what's called secondary radiation, and in that way, it would kill the local toxic cancer in a local area. And this was his idea. So he built it, he measured it, and he was picked to go to the Intel Science Fair, which is a science fair which has, they start with 7 million people, they bring 1,500, and he was there. Well, what happened, I went down, and the day before the awards, I took some pictures, but then he was there for the judging, and he'd lost at a state level. He came in 2nd place, so they didn't think they had much of a shot. But the moment came, and the judges said, well, this year, something different happened. We have, for the first time, a team of 2 people. And they continued to speak and said, in fact, the 2 boys are from California. And here's a picture of Matt and Blake, as he kept saying, and they're from California, and they've created something that has an effect on cancer, and we would like to announce that Blake Margraf and Matt Feddersen have won the Intel International Science and Engineering Fair.
Bravo.
Way past time, but the final note is, remember 2 things if I could offer them. We're wrapping up conference and take away two thoughts. If you have kids or might have kids or around people in the future, always remember, keep several problems in mind that are passions that you have. And always remember, can't and impossible should be banned from your thinking. And if you do that, you'll change the world. Thank you very much.
Bravo. Es ridículo. ¿Qué es lo que se sintió aquí en México?
With you, we have a problem because we have a debate yesterday actually about how important are genes versus environment. But you are genes and you're the environment. Congratulations for everything.
Thank you.
Felicidades, un aplauso. Señoras y señores, primero quisiera invitar a Yuri y a María Abad. Ustedes, estos señores se merecen estar aquí hace 5 años y que los conozcan de cara, en presencia. Este trabajo, toda la creatividad que ustedes han visto en los 5 años, el proceso creativo es, definimos el tema con base en lo que estemos leyendo, qué está pasando, lo consultamos con Ricardo Salinas Pliego, debatimos los temas a futuro y después hacemos todo un trabajo de creatividad. Pero las personas que son realmente las artistas que llevan a cabo el árbol que ustedes ven afuera en el lobby, los cuadros que están viendo en los portarretratos, este extraordinario programa y todo ese esfuerzo se debe a estos 2 cerebros de Oaxaca, Yuri y Miriam Abad. ¡Felicidades! Un aplauso enorme. Bravo, Yuri, Miriam, María.
Gracias, Andrés, por todo esto, pero nosotros somos del Club de los Introvertidos. No decimos mucho gracias.
Gracias a ti. Probaron lo que Susan Klein dice. Rapidísimo. Hay 2 motos itálicas, 3 bicis que le agradecemos muchísimo a los patrocinadores de las bicicletas que nos dieron en la noche los tours, 2 boletos de avión redondos a Europa, a donde solo quieran, a la parte de Europa que ustedes desean, por Aeroméxico. Y bueno, también, ahorita acabamos de sumar 3 plumas Escribe, de las que acaban de ver.
Que te lo van a mandar livescribe. No escribe.
El problema es que solo hay 2 boletos a Europa, entonces quien tenga el boleto va a tener que viajar con otra, pero no, no es cierto, son boletos dobles. Señoras y señores, por favor, agáchense, vean si abajo de su asiento son uno de los premiados, aunque tengan el papelito, por favor después pasen al registro y son ganadores de estos premios de la Ciudad de las Ideas. Levante la mano, grite a alguien si tiene algún papelito. Felicidades, 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 son 10 premios. Es el primero y último año que hacemos el sorteo así para no generar precedentes y que luego lo vayan a buscar en los asientos, así es que aprovechen la oportunidad. Tampoco está tan escondido, si no estaba abajo de su silla, ya no le rasquen, no rompan en la alfombra. Por favor, no muevan el asiento en lugar, no está, no estuvo. Felicidades a los ganadores, un aplauso, por favor. Pero si algo nos preocupa en las Solas Ideas es el tema de la ciencia. Ustedes podrán ver de que este no es un congreso y no tenemos nada en contra de un congreso de espiritualidad o de la ley de la atracción o de temas que suenan muy respetuosos, pero aquí sobre todo el inventir y las ideas que nos interesan es la ciencia explicada a través del humanismo. Y ahorita nuestro próximo invitado es un ejemplo de ello, la creatividad a través de la ciencia. John Underkoffler ha sido el asesor de muchas películas, como Iron Man, Minority Report, Hulk, entre otras. Veamos la mente científica expresada, manifestada en un arte como es el cine. John, es un honor tenerte en las Solas Ideas. Welcome, John.
Strange, I was over 2 meters before the teleportation. There are 3 words in the title of this talk. Only one of them is really important. We'll talk a little bit about pixels today. Look at that, there's 4 words. The middle 2 make it sound like a kind of political proposition, which in a way